Good evening to you, one and all. I know it's a lot later than what I really wanted to come on and to share with you. And I sat down for a second and found myself falling asleep. I said, "Oh, let me get up from here and get on here and try to share a little something with you before the evening is through." So, and I know there won't be many of you who will be getting on tonight, but you will have an opportunity to watch it a little bit later. And by doing so, I think this will kind of help us out a little bit as we are in preparation to begin our fast. And I also need to give a point of clarification that's going to mess a whole lot of people up. Minister Rhonda, bless you, dear. It's going to mess a whole lot of people up. The fast actually starts tomorrow night. It does not start Wednesday night. It actually starts at 12:01 on Wednesday. I know that's going to mess a whole lot of people up. Chaplain Hearn, Cecile, how are you? Tell Larry we said hello. And so I just wanted to get on here. No, this is not Bible study. Okay. Debbie, how are you? Davita, bless you, dear. How you feeling? Okay. Sundown. Okay. That's all I'm trying to say. Mary, bless you. Thank you for being here with us. And I just wanted to get on here and just share just a couple of things. Now, I'm getting ready to share. Gina, bless you. I'm getting ready to share probably about 10 to 14. I forget how many more recipes are coming up on my page. Sonia, how are you, Doe? Good evening to you. And so I'm when I get done with this, oh goodness, you should. That's right, sundown. You should have at least 18 to 20 recipes, and so I wanted to um, get that going. I'll share some more of those as as the evening progresses, at least before I pass out. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of people that think that the fast begins actually on Thursday, go through the entire day Wednesday, but no, it actually begins at 12:01 Wednesday morning or Tuesday night, 12 midnight. All right. So I wanted to get that out there. If you don't mind, you kind of share with a couple of people, let them know I'm on here. Again, other people will be able to check it out a little bit later, seeing that I did pop up awfully quick. But there's a couple of scriptorial references that I want us to look at. And there's a couple of questions that I hope to be able to answer um, because I think we need to understand the why. Why are we doing this? Why are we sacrificing? And Davita, I don't know if you had an opportunity to look on my page to see the stuff that we had. If not, I will make sure that I send it to you. I believe you sent me your email address. I'm not sure if I did it or not. I had so much going on, and that's a shame that I allowed myself to get that busy during this time. But I want to make sure um, that I get the information out to you. The scriptorial readings are gotcha, gotcha. And so I want to do this. So let me talk about a couple of things. Why are we fasting? Okay, good. That's all I need to know. I want to make sure. But if I didn't, I'm going to send it to you again. I know I have your email address. Why are we fasting? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Number one, we're doing it because we're standing in the gap on behalf of other people. We're fasting and seeking God on behalf of other people. We're fasting, number two, seeking God on behalf of governments because government is out of control right now, whether it's national, state, or even our local governments. We got to fast on that. We also have to fast for our families because I don't know about anybody else's, but we got some wild and craziness going on, and we need to fast on behalf of our families. And then the next one, the fourth one, is we got to fast for ourselves. And if you notice, I put us at the bottom because we have to be about kingdom business. And when we're about kingdom business, we understand quite clearly that God will bless us. Good evening, Gaither. God will bless us, okay, because of our intercessions and our interceding. Laverne, bless you for being here on behalf of other people. Many times in our praying in the past, before this lesson got a hold of you, we were only begging for ourselves. We were only talking to God for ourselves or our families. We weren't really connected with anything else in the universe of God. And what I mean by the universe of God, I'm talking about the entire world, everything that He has created. And so we need to understand this very clearly. Good evening, Minister Faye, and thank you for being here. But there's two passages that I want to look at real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go. The first one is found in Matthew chapter 6, starting at the 16th verse. Sharon, bless you, dear. Matthew chapter 6, starting at verse 16. I think this is important as we go before the Lord, as we make this sacrifice, okay? This is what Jesus says. Moreover, when you fast, do not be like the hypocrites with sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear to men to be fasting. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. Can I go just a little bit further, Sister Thomas? Cora, bless you. But you, when you fast, anoint your head, wash your face, so that you do not appear to men to be fasting. For your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret, will reward you openly. Pastor Lamar, my friend, how are you this evening? Praying for you, praying for your ministry. You're having a powerful impact in Columbus, and I appreciate what you're doing. Tori, bless you for being here this evening. Okay, all right. And this is important for us to get. This is important for us to see. Wendy, bless you for being here. Let me read it one more time. Let me read this because as we are fasting, we're not to be looking pitiful. We're not to be looking like we want people to feel sorry for us. We're not going to be dejected. We're not going to be bent out of shape. Yes, there will be a physical impact on us as we go through the days of fasting. And those are some of the things that I'm going to guide you through as we go through these days, because as we do so, we will not have the same level of energy, although many of the recipes that I have put out there and will be putting out there are good, because you do have to have certain nutrients in order for you to make it. We're just not eating meat and we're not drinking milk and we're not eating processed food and we're not drinking caffeine and all of those additives. I'm going to read this one more time. Hey, Darlene, how are you? Look at what it says. Moreover, this is Matthew chapter 6, starting at verse 16. Moreover, when you fast, do not be like the hypocrites with sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear to men to be fasting. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. But you, when you fast, anoint your head, wash your face, so that you do not appear to men to be fasting, but your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. Hey, Fancy, how are you? Listen to what I'm saying. Wash your face. Look presentable. Don't go around here looking sad and bent out of shape. The joy of the Lord is still your strength, Wendy. The joy of the Lord is still, I got to say it again, the joy of the Lord is still your strength. We are sacrificing. Let me give you the four that I gave you, and I'm going to give them to you one more time. Fasting on behalf of others, because some folk ain't got the good sense to pray for themselves. Fasting for governments because they are out of control. Okay, whether it is national, state, or local. Okay. Number three, we're fasting for our families. And then the fourth one is then we fast for ourselves. We talk to God on our own behalf because there's some things that we need God to do for us. Are y'all with me so far? I'm only going to keep you a couple of more minutes, and then I'm going to let you go because I want you to enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'm a little behind in drinking my water. Now, Jesus says something else in Matthew chapter 17, verse 21. Matthew chapter 17, verse 21. However, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. Now, you got to look at that entire chapter in order for you to understand the full context of what Jesus is dealing with, because he's dealing with the boy being healed. He's dealing with a myriad of situations and circumstances. Okay, he's gone on the Mount of Transfiguration, and then all of a sudden they come to him and they do all kinds, because you got to remember they didn't believe that he was disciples, and then the disciples couldn't cast out the demon, and they brought this situation to Jesus, and in the midst of this, Jesus had to help the disciples to understand that what they had received was just a temporary anointing. But what they need to understand is that if they are actually going to be impactful, if they're actually going to permeate the kingdom of Satan to the glory of God, there's some sacrifice that has to be made. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. To back away from that fried chicken, to back away from them hamburgers, to back away from that steak, to back away from that milk, that caffeine, that coffee, to back away from all those sweets and sugars and things that we enjoy without even thinking about. It's a sacrifice, because I want others to be saved. I want others to be healed. I want others to be delivered. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? I want government to straighten out. I want my family to straighten out. I want your family to straighten out. And then there's things in our lives that we need God to do for you. Woo! I'm about to shout. I'm about to shout. You got to be last on the list. And so I wanted to get on here for just a couple of minutes. I'm not going to be on here but another minute or so. I need us to understand this. I need us to see this. Things are out of order due to the fact that the body of Christ is not willing to sacrifice for anything. When we needed a house, we had to sacrifice. When I needed a car, I needed to sacrifice. If I needed clothes, I had to sacrifice. When my children were growing up, I had to sacrifice my needs to meet theirs. And that's all I'm trying to say. That's all. Quit looking pitiful. Quit talking about, oh my God, we're getting ready to go in. Yeah, we're going into the fast, but we're going in with power. Listen, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. Some things ain't coming until we make that sacrifice. Sometimes, I hope y'all ready for this. Sometimes the fast is more for us to recognize God than we've ever seen before. Because I'm going to tell you something. And this is the thing that I'm praying for. And I'm praying for it in a very powerful way, because the attack and the assault of the enemy is going to be ferocious as you draw closer to the Lord. You might as well get ready for it. Love you too, Davita. Okay. I don't know no other way to be. And Davita and I go back to faith-based organizing. I ain't gonna tell them how many years it's been. Okay. And here's what I'm trying to get you to see. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and spiritual wickedness in high places. And sometimes the most wicked place is in your own mind. You've talked yourself out of a blessing. You talked yourself out of a breakthrough. You talked yourself and your family out of being healed and delivered and salvation. You talked yourself out of trusting God for stuff that God already had in store for you. Nancy, bless you, dear. Gotta go. My time is up. I'll be back later on. Don't forget the revival starts tomorrow night at 6:30. At 6:30. I know many of you can't be there, but you can watch us. It'll be on my page and Union's page and all of the rest of that stuff that's going to take place. Listen, got to go. Love you with the love of Jesus Christ. I pray that these few moments that I have been here with you have been a blessing to you. I see you tomorrow at 12 noon for Tuesday Snapshot. Love you, love you, love you with the love of Jesus Christ. May God bless you. May he keep you is our prayer.